When you think of a shonen protagonist, a certain image comes to mind. Someone who shouts their dream from the rooftops, "I'm going to be the pirate king, I'm going to be the strongest." Their journey is a ladder, and every fight, every victory, is another rung on their personal climb to the top. And then there's Yuji Itadori. When asked what he's fighting for, he doesn't talk about becoming a special grade sorcerer or surpassing Gojo. He talks about wanting to make sure people have proper deaths. His goal isn't to stand above everyone else. It's to be a functional part of the system that saves them. This is the story of Yuji's radical philosophy, the idea of being a cog in the machine, and it's not a sign of weakness or lack of ambition. It's a powerful reimagining of what a hero can be, and it might just be his greatest strength. The origin of Yuji's worldview comes from a quiet hospital room. From the last words of his grandfather, "Help people and die surrounded by others." These two commands create a simple but powerful mission, one that values function over glory and the collective good over personal achievement. This immediately sets him apart, even from his own allies. Megumi wants to save people he deems good, a selective form of justice. Yuji makes no such distinction. His mission is universal, and it's this foundation that makes him both incredibly resilient and tragically vulnerable. This is why his first major act in the series is so telling. He swallows Sukuna's finger not to gain power for himself, but to save Megumi, a guy he just met. From the very beginning, he accepts the role of a cog, a selfless part of a larger mechanism designed to protect someone else. Another protagonist might have sought power to prove themselves. Yuji accepts his role as Sukuna's vessel, a dangerous and thankless job, because it's the necessary thing to do. He sees himself as a tool, whose purpose is to find and consume all the remaining fingers to save the world from a greater threat. This mindset is a complete departure from the norm. This philosophy is sharpened when he works alongside Kento Nanami. Nanami becomes a crucial mentor for Yuji, embodying what it means to be a professional sorcerer. As a former salaryman who grew disillusioned with the corporate world, Nanami returned to jujutsu sorcery not out of a grand passion, but out of a sense of duty. He treats it like a difficult job that simply needs to be done. He clocks in, he works overtime, and while he doesn't find joy in the danger, he gets the job done, and he does it well. Yuji sees this and learns. He starts to understand that being a sorcerer isn't about personal glory. It's about fulfilling a necessary function in a broken world. More importantly, Nanami teaches Yuji that being a cog doesn't mean being mindless. It means understanding your role and its boundaries. Nanami knows that no single person can save everyone, and trying to do so leads only to burnout and failure. He tries to instill in Yuji a sense of professional responsibility, to do your part and do it well, but to also accept that some things are outside of your control. This is a lesson that Yuji, with his all-encompassing desire to help everyone, simply cannot internalize. He sees every failure, every person he can't save, as his own personal responsibility, setting the stage for the crushing weight of guilt he'll face later. This brings us to Shibuya, where Yuji's philosophy is shattered and then reborn from the ashes. After witnessing Nanami's brutal death and being powerless while Sukuna massacres thousands, Yuji is mentally broken. He's no longer fighting for a noble cause. He's fighting out of pure, mechanical necessity. In an internal monologue while facing Mahito, the cog identity truly forms. He thinks to himself, "I don't need a reason, I'm just a cog. I'll keep killing curses until I rust away." This isn't a heroic declaration, it's a statement of despair. He's stripping himself of all personal desire, all hope for justice or salvation. He's reducing his entire existence to a single, self-destructive function, to exorcise curses. It's a grim, almost robotic mindset born from trauma. After the despair of Shibuya, Yuji carries an immense burden of guilt. He sees himself as the vessel, the part of the machine that failed its one job. An individualistic hero might see this as a setback, a tragedy to overcome. But Yuji sees it as a fundamental failure of his entire purpose. His reaction is to demand his own execution. He wants to be removed from the machine entirely so that he can't hurt anyone else. This is his mindset when he enters the Culling Game, But something has shifted. The despair has settled into a quiet resolve. We see this evolution when he and Megumi try to recruit Kinji Hakari. Hakari, suspicious of outsiders, tests Yuji's motivations, asking him what he wants. Yuji's answer is calm and direct. "I'm just a cog." The words are the same as his internal thoughts in Shibuya, but the tone is completely different. This is no longer a self-destructive cry from a broken person. It's a conscious, strategic statement of his identity. He has processed the trauma and weaponized his philosophy. He's presenting himself to Hakari as someone reliable, someone with no ulterior motives who is just there to do his job. It's part sales pitch, but it's also the complete truth of how he now sees himself. He has accepted the role, and now he's using it to build trust and move the plan forward. This acceptance is further cemented during his encounter with Higuruma when put on trial for the Shibuya massacre. Yuji doesn't make excuses, he confesses, "I did it," accepting the guilt for what happened. This act solidifies his identity as a cog. He takes on the burden of the machine's failures, even when he wasn't in control. It's this profound acceptance of his role, in all its horror and responsibility, that ultimately sways Higuruma, who sees in Yuji not a monster, but someone who has taken on an impossible burden with eyes wide open. Yuji Itadori's philosophy of being a cog is not a lack of ambition, it's a different, perhaps more profound, kind of ambition, an ambition for the collective good over the self. His journey suggests that in a world filled with monsters, curses, and crushing despair, the most heroic thing one can do might not be to become the strongest, it might be to become the most reliable, most functional part of the machine that saves everyone else. So, Yuji may not shout his dream from the rooftops, but in a world like Jujutsu Kaisen, maybe that's exactly the kind of hero it needs. I hope you guys enjoyed and got something from this video. If so, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel, and that's it for today.